If y'all watching, check it out.
Check it out.
We did a recap. But I got some news for today with regards to Rashad Bateman. He's got a new agent, from what I'm hearing. And not sure what that actually means.
Oh boy!
But he has a new agent. He got rid of his old one. Heard that he may be frustrated with the offense, and we already know what happens when players are frustrated. I mean, we just had a guy leave our team last year by the name of Orlando Brown, who plays with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Who's doing well?
Who's doing very well. He struggled a little bit, but now they're playing very well.
Their defense is
it takes time.
Their defense,
the offensive line, it takes time.
Their defense is up.
And the
offense will be fine. Trust me.
Oh yeah, they was eventually gonna get it offensively. They was eventually gonna get it.
Unfortunately, we know how this game's about to go and who the team to beat.
Yeah, exactly. So
and Buffalo lost tonight.
So I'm hoping that they can figure something out with Bateman.
No.
He can be the number one that he was drafted to be, but we'll see. Other than that, the game itself, it's another typical Ravens game, of course. They do what they do.
Typical Ravens Steelers game.
Yeah, typical Ravens Steelers game. Comes down to the last minute. We happened to go for 2 points. We were down by 1. And John Harbaugh just decided, Marlon Humphrey's he's gone. Tavon Young is hurt. We don't have any corners. So let's just go out there and, go for 2 and see if we can win the game. Terrible decision, by the way. I don't think I said that yesterday on the post-game show. I'm saying it now. It was a god-awful decision. I hated every single bit of it. Dre knows because Dre saw me get pissed off. It was ridiculous. I mean, I understand that Marlon got hurt. I understand that Tavon Young, probably wasn't going to be available for the overtime, but still, you got to go out. You got to kick it in overtime anyway. I mean, it's a 50-50 shot you're getting the ball first, and maybe I could have won the game that way, but still, even if you don't have any corners, put Bateman out there as a cornerback. Who else was a wide receiver that they could have used? Duvernay. Put somebody that's fast out there to be a cornerback. Anybody. Could have been the damn cornerback at this point. But it was a heartbreaking loss. It was terrible, but this is exactly what I expect from a team that has a lot of banged up pieces around them. I'm happy they're 8-4, honestly, because like half of the team is on IR, a lot of moving parts. The offensive line is terrible, and going down the stretch is not looking too good for the Ravens. But you never know. We have a shot to do some things, but there's never Steelers and Ravens game. Go ahead.
Look, in the interest of time, I'm just going to say that, and I told Raj this too. I think that last night's loss was on Lamar Jackson, and I say it as in because there's been so many times where we've seen Lamar Jackson tell his head coach, "I've got this," and I know Harbaugh said that the plan was to go for 2 all along, but at the end of the day, we've seen Lamar Jackson so many times say to coach, "I've got this." It was just one of those times that he just didn't have it. When you look at the play, that was the wrong play to me anyway, because I understand going for 2, wanting to win, the excitement, it's a rivalry game, but TJ Watt had been in your face all day, like to the point where I don't even know why you considered passing. Maybe you should have ran, because Lamar Jackson, his numbers have tremendously dipped. He went from being an MVP candidate to who knows? I think his numbers are like 8 touchdowns to 7 interceptions over the past 3 games or something like that. Lamar Jackson, to me, hasn't been right since the Dolphins game. Mm-hmm. And I think that when you look at the totality of everything that's going on, it's not just the quarterback. People want to harp on the quarterback so much. I think it's the offensive line that's been having issues. Sure. And I think that the injuries are finally catching up to the Ravens, but at the wrong time. I think that Lamar Jackson has been able to carry the team, but now you see that the burden may be just too much for even him to bear at this point. I think the Ravens can still win this division, because right now the Bengals don't want it, and the Browns are overhyped, and the Steelers are just staying afloat. So I think the Ravens will still get there, but I just don't have confidence to say that the Ravens will make a push compared to what we thought originally. because I think that despite the injuries, Harbaugh to me is still right now a candidate for Coach of the Year, but I just don't see the Ravens making a big push moving forward, and I think Lamar Jackson still has some things to work on. I'm not going to be like Stephen A. and saying nitpick at him, but I think that and every year Lamar Jackson's made improvements, but I think they all need to go back to the drawing board because Bateman does need to be more involved in the offense.
Mm-hmm.
I like Hollywood, I like Mark Andrews, but you do have Bateman there for a reason. Get him involved and get others involved, and not only just don't keep it so limited to Lamar making the moves. I think that everybody needs a piece of this pie in order for it to really work, and if they want to get to their ultimate destination.
Now, real quick. My biggest problem with the Ravens is this. Lamar Jackson does make improvements every year, but it seems like every single year there's a bump in the road. This year it happens to be, we can't stop the blitz. We don't know how to adjust against the blitz. Last year was, our offense is out of sync. So maybe it's my throwing motion. Maybe I'm not planting my feet right. It's always like an excuse. And a lot of it is not on Lamar all the time. A lot of it's Greg Roman as well.
But I was just about to say, don't come to me.
But they got to figure that one out, man. Because
real quick, I think, and that's something that you're really saying. They're not making adjustments, and you see that though, because it's like they're stubborn to make adjustments.
That's Greg Roman
until the fourth quarter. And that's when it's like, all right, now
did y'all see the last drive for the Ravens?
I did.
They could have been doing that all day.
All game.
And the first drive, Lamar threw the pick. So it's like, they have a good drive. He throws a pick. Then they throw a good drive, and then he missed it too.
They did the same thing in the Dolphins game where they played like crap, and then like the fourth quarter they decide to wake up and throw the football.
That's not good.
They should be doing that all day.
Also, the Colts game as well. They play like crap, and all of a sudden Lamar just goes down the field and scores touchdowns like it was. I mean, I don't understand where the balance is.
You're right.
There has to be a balance on this team, and there's not a balance.
This is a weird comparison, but this is kind of like what Green Bay was doing with Aaron Rodgers. He'll fix it. He's enough.
Right.
And that's what the Baltimore Ravens are doing to Lamar, because there's no reason why we just point out 3 games where literally the same game plan unfolded. Like nobody's making any adjustments. So you mean to tell me what the Dolphins did, nobody else came up with, and it's like, oh snap, let's do that too. And it works.
I don't know if we played the Bengals before the Dolphins or
it was before.
But the Bengals is really the team that exposed everything.
Right.
And then after that, it was just
they exploited our injuries more so than everybody else. But
also we're talking about Greg Roman. The defensive coordinator also needs to be looked at too, Marty, because Marty keeps doing these blitzes, but it's exposing our secondary, and we're already thin at secondary.
He said
Martindale.
Martindale. I think that our secondary is getting too exposed, because we seen that example was the Bears game, where we're blitzing, and then he hit him with a double move, and then
a double move.
That's to the house. So that's
0.
So they need to stop doing that.
But this is a tough situation for a defensive coordinator right now, because you don't want to just rush 4, because your 4 has proven that they can't. Well, but 4 or 3, depending on what defensive front you have, they're not getting to the quarterback.
Nope.
So I mean, either way, you're kind of leaving the secondary out there because they're not getting no pressure. You know what I'm saying? So he's doing. Honestly, in my opinion, I think he's doing what he got to do.
And honestly, we lost that game partly because of missed coverage too. People making mistakes, because you could see that the safety was supposed to be over the top, but he got left 1-on-1, and then the guys running. I don't know.
Yes,
I forgot.
I saw
terrible communication.
I saw that.
Like
communication and poor.
And I said, "Wow, Ben Roethlisberger." And let me say something. Ben Roethlisberger still got it. That arm talent is still there. The rest of his body ain't there.
It comes in waves.
But he's still proving that he's an elite passer.
He know how to beat a blitz.
He's still an elite passer. Like that pass to Johnson, that Johnson dropped. Thankfully, he got it back on that wide open play where the Ravens ran into each other.
it.
He got it back because that was a hell of a job. I was like, I don't know where y'all gonna score because you dropped 6 points, and the way both defenses were playing, it's like, ooh, that y'all missed a big opportunity. But I think, like I said before, defensively the Ravens have been very uncharacteristic. Very uncharacteristic. I've never seen a Ravens defense where they miss tackles and they give up big plays, and they've been doing that for the better part of the year.
Right.
So defensively, yes, that's a little uncharacteristic. Had an outstanding game against the Browns. Outstanding defensive game against the Browns. You had a pretty good defensive game against the Steelers too, despite getting up 20 points. That's pretty damn good in the climate of the NFL. That's pretty good. But offensively, I know we're saying Lamar gets better, but he's not accurate. He's not.
No, that's a fact.
He's not, because I mean, Mark Andrews should be leading the league in receptions. I mean, in receiving yards at this point, because I feel like Mark Andrews is open a lot, and Lamar continues to throw it late.
But that last 2-point conversion wasn't all Lamar.
No, I'm talking about the touchdown that he missed.
Oh, okay.
But like before the touchdown that he threw, Mark Andrews was open like quickly, and he missed them.
Yeah, he didn't make that.
But no, that last one was all TJ Watt. That one was TJ Watt.
It was a combination of both. Because most of the time Andrews is going to make that play.
But also I need, and that's something Lamar's still young, still trying to figure this out. That's a touch pass. That's a touch.
But I mean,
that's a touch.
If he could, but I don't think he had the timing to just even do that, because you can see he's up there like
TJ
he
was all over.
And Andrews had a couple drops too, and he probably could have caught that.
He wasn't.
It was there.
I don't think he was confident in that. I think it was just literally let me try to get it off.
But that's the difference between the guys that are up here and the guys that are down here. You got to stand in there and know what you're gonna do. You know that the ball's going there. It's and the touch pass is hot, easy to catch, because Andrews was open.
He was.
Yeah.
That was in, and get in and out of Pittsburgh with a win. Oh, good luck getting out of there. But
yeah,
I could got out of there with a win. But I thought that was I agree with Raj. I don't think that was a good play call. I understand looking at the injuries, but you have momentum. Having momentum going to overtime is great. What if you got the ball? Do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And the offense wasn't playing outstanding that y'all couldn't have held them to a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And y'all got the best kick in the league. So who knows? Justin Tucker, y'all could have won off the leg of Justin Tucker.
Could have, would have, should have.